Next up, I have one more spectacular. What a wonderful day for a video, huh? My goodness, little break in the rain action. God, I'm so lucky. Well, I guess it would be a good time to discuss those awesome toys for those super rich girls and boys, right, friends? I mean, with all the blessings of the sun god today, it'd be a shame to waste it. So let's go ahead and do that. Hello, everyone. Hope you're having a wonderful day. Tell you what, it's going to be very difficult for me not to do this the entire time because I just love to rock side to side. But what can I say? I'll control myself, as pleasuring as that is. Today, our first story is about the Luminaire tree tent. Check out this video.
Tree tents are lightweight cocoons crafted from hybrid aluminum and steam bed green ash for those who want to camp high up in the forest with little impact on the environment. Each tent is 3 meters in diameter, large enough for 2 adults to sleep comfortably, and is constructed from recycled and natural materials. The tree tent is the culmination of 3 years of work and research into sustainable shelter systems, fabric structures and timber engineering by Luminaire. The company sought to create an easily transportable shelter that could be installed with minimal environment, and they were also careful to use only recyclable materials. The result is a carefully crafted 3-meter diameter spherical frame of aluminum and green ash that is encased in a tailored cotton canvas. Inside the snug space, which anchors to nearby trees, are 100% wool winter thermal liners for warmth, along with a wood stove, water storage and options for renewable.
Pretty cool, right? I'll tell you, it's quite the eco-sustainable secondary housing opportunity. I think that's what they're classifying it as anyway. It is a semi-permanent tent setup, not quite like your overnight tent. It's more for tiny home, second home, I guess, home away from home in your yard, or I see they use it in a lot of like military style setups. It is made from all recyclable materials. It is insulated for all kinds of weather, both cold and hot. Has room for, they say 2 people, but I mean, look at that thing. That'd be a shame for only 2 people. I'd say that's more than enough room for 4 or 6, but I'm not quite sure what the sustainable weight is on our friend there, the tree tent. But I'll tell you, it is 3 meters in diameter. Excuse me, a little verklempt today. Trying to project with my voice and it's just bogging down. So forgive me if the audio isn't as clear as it usually is. But like I was saying, it's a 3-meter diameter. You see, it's built with a frame construction made from all composite recycled materials. To me, it looks like the inner frame is aluminum, if you see like in these photos. But they said all recycled materials. Well, I guess the aluminum is recycled, right? That's made from 7,000 recycled cans. Anyway, it is all weather. As you can see, they have it in every kind of climate. From both tropical, subtropical, winter regions. They have a small oven, as you see, like a potbelly stove set up inside. So, you'll be quite fine in the winter. I don't see any aircon of any type, so totally roughing it in the heat atmosphere. But I mean, solar powered fan, I guess that's the best you're gonna get in that environment. Anyway, this is from our friends at Luminaire. They actually make some of the very expensive high-end tents for mountain climbing. So I guess the whole suspension tent gig is their realm anyway. And like I said, I believe they really had a military application in mind when you see this thing, because it looks like a yurt. It looks like some kind of almost military, temporary, permanent style housing. I mean, that's what they even say themselves. They set it up on site. It is probably one of the more expensive tents. I mean, I've gone as high as $300 for a 4-man tent of very high quality. This one is a little bit more than that. It is $9,000, but you know, $9,000, I know it's a lot of money, but there is a but. That comes with delivery and installation. So I mean, it isn't like your pop-up rods, you throw it out and you spike it down. I mean, someone's gonna build that in the tree you own. That's the other thing. You gotta provide the tree or trees that it will be suspended between. Then I've seen in some pictures they have a very elaborate suspension bridge docking system, rope ladder, staircase that you can order that I'm sure comes at an upgraded premium price. But very cool. But let me know. You have spare $9 laying around for a tent? You in the mood for a Luminaire suspended between two trees like a trapeze artist tent? I like it. I think it's cool as hell. Unfortunately, my cherry tree is about 40 years away from ever being able to sustain a product of that weight. But maybe you have an oak, maybe you have a maple or a willow or something big like that on your property. I think it's cool as hell. I'd get one just to make it my studio, right? 3 meters, that's more than big enough for a kick-ass studio. Get back to me in 40 years after I grow the tree. But if you like that, you're gonna love the next one. Check it out. All right, next up, the PAL 5 Liberty, or PAL V Liberty. Not quite sure. I'm gonna call it 5 because I'm hoping that's what they're going for. It was their 5th incarnation of this thing. But as you can see, or as you will see in a moment, this is really the first flying car ever. Check it out. Was that cool or what, right? We'll call it the PAL 5 Liberty. The PAL 5 Liberty is a 2-person, multi-use commuter flying car. Cool, right? You see it totally automated. There's no need for any kind of flight crew to assist you with, putting the gear out. It is a push-pull configuration, if you know about aviation. It's very similar to many slow-flying copter-type vehicles. So it's a hybrid between actually a airplane and a helicopter. So push pullers are very stable, slow flying, so you're not breaking any sound barrier with this bad boy. I'm quite impressed that it's even a two person configuration, simply because that's a lot of weight, believe it or not. It holds two full-size adults, has a capacity of 500 pounds, so two full-size adults. Most adults are average weight of 160. I know, don't even get me started. But these people thought about what an average real person weighs and said 250. Unfortunately, even though you see it has that top rotor, it is not a vertical takeoff and landing. You will need at least 100 feet of runway for it to be able to engage flight mode, we'll call it. As you saw in the video, they went to a pretty open strip and they landed at a pretty open strip area. But I mean, you could see it was awesomely cool. You go a top speed of 100 miles per hour in the air. You get a 0 to 60 in 9 seconds on the ground. Let me take that back. It's 112 miles per hour in the air, 87 mile per hour cruising. You have 1 hour. Now we have personally gone over a lot of personal vehicles, right? And 1 hour seems to be it. I don't know why they think that 1 hour is going to be as much time as we will need. And I get it, like we've gone over before. Flying versus driving, is a big difference in time. But I don't know, with this particular vehicle, we'll call it, you need a 100-foot runway. So therefore, you need to go and come from somewhere, unless you actually live in an air park that's accessible with 100 empty feet, nothing to the left or right. So not going to be the easiest configuration to take off and land with. But as you saw, totally automated, so no crew of any kind necessary. Both deploys and retracts the equipment. The rotor folds back. The car looks pretty cool. It's that bullet shape, almost like a soapbox racer, I guess we'd call it, but still pretty cool looking. Now, you saw it has the complete GPS instrument panel, Garmin setup, the Critical 6 for flying, and then some, fully weather navigated as well. So, what would you think, people? We know a lot about these personal crafts at this point, right? What is a decent price point? Well, if you're thinking it's the standard $300,000, you'd be way off base. Let's go double that. That's right, 2 times, $600,000 flying car. Not sure if I'm ordering one tomorrow or anytime in the near future. Rini says she will never get into a flying car until it's like the Jetsons. She is holding out for saucer that folds up into suitcase. But I'll go for something in between that. But right now, $600,000, the PAL V Liberty or the PAL 5 Liberty, just a little bit too much for too little. But it's all up to you. I do this for you guys. You let me know in the comments down below. PAL V5, PAL 5 Liberty in your next lines of purchase. I mean, you must have that lotto money stashed away after the last few things, right? But I don't know. You tell me. I have one more item. Really cool. You know I live in Florida, and so water is a priority for me. But this is a green watercraft of the luxurious level. Luxurious level. So let's go check it out. All right, my friends. I have one more spectacular, super luxury item. And totally green, too. So no one should have a problem with this. It is a yacht. Oh, who wouldn't love to own a vessel of the sea like a yacht? This one is the Solarwave 64. It's a 64-foot yacht. Really 67.5 feet, but they say 64. Not quite sure where they're measuring from. This bad boy, well, just check it out. Wasn't that really cool? That is the Solarwave 64. It's being touted as the Tesla of the oceans. That's right. No loud engines, no generators. Absolutely everything comes from solar power, 100%. All the off-running power for your amenities like lights and radar and nav systems and weather radar systems and depth finder and fish finder and shark finder and Jacques Cousteau finder. You name it, this bad boy has it. I mean, after all, it's a yacht, right? So yachts have to have every kind of accessory possible. But like you see this one, it actually produces 100 kilowatts per hour. So it supplies a large battery of banks for the motor, a separate battery of banks for the accessories, and a backup battery of banks to run both motor and accessories. It is shallow water friendly. It is very, very luxuriously outfitted. It is a super high-end item. Now, when I say luxury and I say yacht, you say, oh, no, I'm only kidding. I can't help it, man. I'm from the 1980s. That comes up whenever I hear that. So we'll do that again. It is a luxury yacht, and can you say $2.5 million? Oh, green comes at a price, huh? When they say green, they mean it. You both live it and must have it. $2.5 million for a boat. I mean, it's a beautiful boat, don't get me wrong. It's a ship, I guess, when it's that expensive. It's a yacht. I don't know if you know what that means, but a yacht is a toy that helps you throw money into the ocean. Only the extremely wealthy own a yacht. That is to show off that you have money to throw away into the ocean. So, but this one, 2.5 million, I mean, that's probably quite average in the luxury yacht world. 64 feet, that would be small. I mean, a $2.5 million yacht, somewhere around 25,000, should be somewhere around 100 feet. So you're losing roughly 25 to 30% of the boat. But, I mean, no diesel fuel, only batteries, so very small maintenance engine-wise. Total zero impact on the environment. You're never stuck in any port. As long as the sun comes up, even if it doesn't. I believe what I read online in my research, that it has 48 hours of backup engine running time continuous. So usually take you 3 days to cross from England to the United States by sailboat. So this thing, not that I would want to do the crossing in it, but you just certainly can, would almost have enough power just on battery backup to take you the whole trip. So you'd actually only need 1 day of partial light, of light at all, any kind of partial light. Even like you see today, we're in our hurricane mode, we have very little light. This is enough light to charge the batteries 100%. So let's face it, you're going to be able to make any sea crossing pretty much that's 3 days or less in backup battery. Forget about on-demand power and backup supply power, because like you're starting to see on most solar setups, it allows you the option of both at the same time. You are charging your batteries, but you are directly using the energy you collect, because it can only hold so much per hour in the cells, depending on the size and quantity of cells you have. So therefore, utilizing it is a better option, like on demand, real time. And a small percentage goes to the batteries, which actually shut off once they reach 100%, which is usually within a few hours of charging. So Solarwave 64, Tesla of the sea. I just like saying that. I think that's super cool. I could see myself getting that. 2.5 million, what the heck. I like it better than the $600,000 flying car we just saw. But it ain't up to me. We all know what I would buy and have. Anything that levitates, anything that's all solar and green, and anything that pretty much flies that looks relatively safe. So, already know I would buy this. 2.5 million, drop in the bucket once I win that $1 billion Powerball. But I'm curious, are you in for a solar yacht? 2.5 million? I mean, you could probably get a 64-foot yacht for about $1 million, beautifully outfitted with everything, but I go an extra 1.5 to be green. But would you? I think you would. I kind of know my audience. You guys like tech and you guys like being green. You're real stewards of the planet, man. I love it. But let me know in those comments down below. What do you think? PAL V5 car, flying machine, Solarwave yacht? Something you're interested in? I just love them all. But that's always up to you, not up to me. Again, let us know in those comments. People, 2.4, so humbled. We've reached it this quickly. Relatively fast. We're about to head into 2.5, I'd say within the next week or so. Halfway to my halfway goal of 10,000. Thank you so much. It's completely undoable without you, obviously. But I don't think you really know how every day when I check those numbers, it just, like a little kid at Christmas, every single time. Just absolutely thrilled to death. But y'all know how we do it. Comment, like, subscribe, pass it along to your friends, share it on that social media. Love ya. It's the end of another great week. Enjoy your weekend. See y'all next week. Bye.